Controversial topic, immigration. We have President Biden importing 10 million people into this country. A lot of these people are unvetted. They don't share our values. They don't want to assimilate many of them. And so I'm going to start this with Stephen Miller, who's been the tip of the spear on immigration. What should we be doing in a Trump 47 administration to fix this disaster, this invasion of our southern border?
Well, as I say sometimes, the immigration issue is extremely simple. The policies involved in fixing it are very complicated. The simple part is seal the border, deport all the illegals. Now, that's the short answer, right? You get in, you have two policy objectives that you proceed with utter determination on. Seal the border, no illegals in, everyone here goes out. That's very straightforward. In terms of the policy sets to accomplish this, as President Trump showed in his first term, it's a series of interlocking domestic and foreign policies to accomplish this goal. In no particular order, just to rattle off a few fast, you have your Safe Third agreements, you have Remain in Mexico, finish the wall, you have robust prosecutions of illegal aliens, you do interior repatriation flights to Mexico and not back to the north of Mexico. It's very important. You re-implement Title 42. You have several muscular 212Fs. That's the travel ban authority. We did a few of those in the Trump administration. You would bring those back and add new ones on top of that. You would establish large-scale staging grounds for removal flights. So you grab illegal immigrants and then you move them to the staging grounds, and that's where the planes are waiting for federal law enforcement to then move those illegals home. You deputize the National Guard to carry out immigration enforcement. And then you also deploy the military to the southern border, not just with a mission to observe, but with an impedance and denial mission. In other words, you reassert the fundamental constitutional principle that you don't have a right to enter into our sovereign territory, to even request the asylum claim. The military has the right to establish a fortress position on the border and to say no one can cross here at all.
Yes.
I think the significance, Stephen, of what you just said is, in all the things you just laid out, we've got to have a president to do it. But it also is, you can't proceed in a way in which you're tentative and unsure. When Stephen said the idea that you deport everybody and everybody applauded, that's just because it's obvious what has to occur. And so you've got to actually be willing to take the step to do it. I look around this panel of wallflowers. I don't think you'll have any problem if you have people like this in leadership. In fact, I've never been on a panel where I was like the lightest, the easiest going guy. But I think that's something that's become clear in our politics. That's what we've got to do. Our nation's survival depends on that sort of aggressiveness in asserting ourselves.
Finish this out, General Paxton.
Yeah.
What are we doing in Texas? What do we need to do? If you're the future Attorney General, what do we need to do to fix this problem?
Texas has no interest in this issue. No, it's so obvious. We saw what worked under Trump. It was called enforcing the very things that he talked about. And as soon, literally day one, Joe Biden comes out and said, I'm not deporting anybody. And off to the races. We sued him. Within 3 days, we had an injunction. And he dismantled Remain in Mexico. He dismantled Title 42. He wasted all the resources appropriated to build the wall and let it all rot, paid contractors not to work, and all of that went to waste. The catch and release started up again. So all the policies that worked that brought all the numbers down, when you reverse those policies, all the numbers went up. I don't know why the media can't figure this out, but it's really obvious. And Joe Biden is clearly in partnership, without saying it, without having a written contract with the cartels. The cartels, this is true.
Just true.
He has told them openly, bring as many people here as possible as fast as you can. You don't have to hide from us anymore. Remember they used to hide? They used to try to sneak across? That is not what happens anymore. Unless they're like terrorists or really bad criminals, because they even let criminals in. We've sued them over that. So this is an administration that this is exactly what they want. They know they're helping the cartels bring drugs in, human trafficking. It is all designed by our own government. And so we are in a war with the cartels, with the Chinese importing fentanyl, and our own president against the United States and our country and my state. So we have to have a new president because this is clearly not working.
Amen.
13
Amen.
seconds left.
And that's the end. Thank you so